We come out here and dictate the terms. What you willing to lay on the line? Lean on your breath. We all we got. We all we need.
Week 9, so fine. Now you might be asking, why is that, Jeremy? Well, let me break it down for you. You start seeing who's serious and who's struggling. Some teams are locked in, smooth, confident, like the extroverted playbook.
Oh my God! You want drama?
Others fumbling, winging it. 9 weeks in, you either commit or admit you've been phoning it in.
A heartbreaker last week. It's been very ugly.
Still fine, though. Nothing's final. Week 9's also that sweet spot. Games are settled enough to follow and unpredictable enough for upsets.
Holy mackerel! What a comeback!
That's why it's fine. It's fine.
Smooth. That was smooth.
They feel really good. There's so much optimism.
Will that magic carpet ride continue?
Second half, that's when the real story starts. Week 9 just sets the stage. So say it with me. Week 9, so fine.
Hey, things are more than fine for the Lions and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Even after a bye, he is still tied for the league lead in receiving touchdowns. He'll want to win versus the Vikings to keep up with Tucker Kraft and the Packers. They lead the NFC North, the entire NFC, in fact, and Kraft coming off a career game last week. Over in the AFC, the Broncos are riding an NFL best 5-game win streak into Houston behind a breakout season from their quarterback, Bo Nix. Denver hasn't been in first place this late in the season since 2015. That was the year they won the Super Bowl. Hey, later today, some of you will see Trevor Lawrence and the Jags hit the Vegas Strip to take on the Raiders. Others will be getting Alvin Kamara and the Saints butting heads with the Rams and Matthew Stafford. Let's take our first November ride of the season, folks, on the one and only Fox NFL Sunday, presented by GMC and its all-electric full-size truck, the GMC Sierra EV. We are professional grade. Come on in and stay a while, folks. I'm Kurt Menefee. Thanks for being with us. Riding side saddle alongside the well-rested Hall of Famers Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, and Michael Strahan. Everybody got a little extra sleep last night, and we needed it.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you, we'll talk about that in just a second. But we want to say it was great to have Jeremy Renner start the show. Make sure you catch him now on Paramount Plus in a new season of Mayor of Kingstown.
Love it.
He's also in Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, which comes onto Netflix on December 12th.
Glad he's alive, Kurt.
Amen to that, brother. And back working
He's
again.
in it, fantastic.
I'm with you. He's in it. We're watching. Hey, before we get to football, what a Game 7 in the World Series last night.
Unbelievable.
Man. Extra innings once again. It went into the 11th inning where Dodgers catcher Will Smith hit the go-ahead solo home run. Dodgers go on to win back-to-back World Series title. And by the way, after the game, you see there on the podium, that's Kevin Burkhardt, our own guy, handing out the trophy in Toronto. After midnight, he then hopped down to Detroit, where in less than 12 hours after presenting the World Series trophy, he is calling the big Lions-Vikings game right here on Fox. Talk about happy to get that extra hour last night.
Great job he did.
But nobody does better than Kevin.
Yeah, he is the best, and a great human being as well.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about football now, because the Dodgers, they're the baseball champs. That's in the rearview mirror. If you're looking for some contenders in the NFL right now, we've got a few suspects.
Nearing the halfway point, some division leaders may be surprising. The Broncos ride high in the AFC West, holding off the Chargers and Chiefs. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers rule the North with the only winning record in the division. After missing the playoffs last year, the Seahawks soar out west. Mike Vrabel's Patriots are back and are ahead of the Bills. Michael Parsons and the Pack not only lead the division, but own the best record in the NFC. And the biggest shock, Daniel Jones and the Colts hold the top spot in all of football.
I love it. All right, so this week marks the halfway point of the regular season. Why don't we talk about some teams in first place right now in their division? You guys tell me if they're going to end the season in first place as division champs, and if not, who's going to be on top in that division? Why don't we start with the Patriots? They lead the Bills in the AFC East by half a game. Everyone else in that division at least 4 games back. New England going to win the East?
I think they are. I think they are. They've already beaten Buffalo, so that's good. They get Buffalo at home. And why not? Drake May's playing some would say an MVP kind of season. Why not New England?
Vrabel have them rolling. I think they should.
Despite spending all that money they spent in free agency, they still have cap space left. I wouldn't be surprised if they're active. If they are, I like New England.
Okay, let's talk about Baltimore. They've won 2 in a row, but Pittsburgh has lost 2 straight. yet the Steelers still lead the North. Will Pittsburgh hang on?
Oh, so surprised about the defense. I really am. I'm so surprised about the
30 points a game.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be the opposite. I think everybody else did. The defense is going to carry the offense. The offense is going to be conservative. He'll make some plays at the end of the game at quarterback, but I just don't see it.
We still didn't answer the question.
No.
Okay, I don't see it. I think I've been getting Lamar Jackson back. We saw how effective they can be when he's back at the quarterback position. I think the defense played better last week with Lamar Jackson back because you feel like you have a shot. Defense still needs to get a little bit better, but I think that Baltimore has a shot.
And
they got about 14 players
Their
back.
schedule the next 5-6 weeks, very favorable.
So you all like Baltimore to win the North. Right. Let's talk about the West and the NFC. Because of the tiebreaker, the Seahawks lead both the Rams and the 49ers. Will Seattle win the West?
Ooh. I picked him early, so I'm going to stay with him.
Seattle, I'm going to go with the Rams, so I think Stafford's having an MVP year. Yeah, I like the Rams.
I like Seattle. I'm going to stick with Seattle.
Okay, let's talk about the AFC West. The Broncos, they're on top of the Chargers and Chiefs by a game. Who takes that division?
Oh, man.
Chiefs.
You know what? No,
Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are on a roll. They got all their guys back.
Yeah, but Denver's on a roll, too.
They're not as consistent. I don't think.
They're not as consistent. I don't trust them as much as I trust Kansas City, but you know what?
But what?
But at the same time, they haven't done anything to make me lose. The fact that I think they're going to do it.
Kansas City pressed that top floor button about 3 weeks ago, and they're
on the way up.
All right.
Best record in football owned by the Colts. Not only that, they've got a 3-game lead in the win column ahead of Jacksonville. Any chance?
They run away with it, no doubt. You know, the way that Jonathan Taylor's running the ball, the way Daniel Jones is playing the defense, everything, they're going to run away with
You
that.
look at their positional players. They're loaded.
Yep.
Loaded.
And it's hard to see them blowing a 3-game lead no matter what.
Yeah.
Right?
Happens.
Hey, it happens.
It happens.
Okay. Hey, that tie with Dallas is actually helping the Packers. They own a half-game lead over the Lions and a game and a half ahead of the Bears. Will they finish the year winning the North? Green Bay.
No, Lions will win it. In my opinion, the Lions are a better football team than Green Bay. Green Bay offensively has been a little bit inconsistent for
Youngest team in football.
Even though they've beaten the Lions already.
Did they realize the significance of the moment? I know Detroit does.
You didn't answer the question.
I'm doing
No,
Detroit.
he did.
Okay, I'm going with Detroit, too.
None of you believe in the Packers. That's a little bit surprising. All right, the GMs of those teams, well, maybe they're on the phone right now ahead of Tuesday's trade deadline. So, Jay Glazer, when you look around the league, is there one position that teams are asking for?
Yeah, you guys are talking about the Packers and Micah Parsons. That's the position. That's not going to happen, though, with a name like that. And most of the teams are calling around like the Dolphins and the Jets. And the Dolphins have a couple of guys who could be available, Chubb, Judon, and Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips, the most likely. Team like the Philadelphia Eagles, they have an interest in him. Also, the Jets are calling around for a couple of those defensive ends. And some of the teams have called, asking about Quentin Williams. They've said, no, you got to blow us out of the water like a Micah type trade. I don't see that happening.
I
don't see that happening.
Hey, Jay, never hurt the knees. Body feels good. Hey, I'm available.
You?
Reach out.
Please. You can't pass a physical.
Hey, talk about pass rushers. Trey Hendrickson led the league in sacks last year. Is he available or not?
So a week ago, I would say no. Over the weekend, they've changed their tune. I think he could be, but the asking price can be a lot.
All right, you mentioned the Eagles. Yeah. What about A.J. Brown? Is he going somewhere?
No, a couple teams have asked about him. That is a hard no for A.J. Brown. The receivers that are out there, like Jacoby Meyer, who the Steelers called about earlier, the Raiders, Rashid Shaheed, Calvin Ridley, those are names.
All right, I want to get back to the pass rushers you mentioned because some big names have been out there. Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, are they going anywhere?
No, Myles Garrett's name is not out there. Teams are hoping it'd be out there, but it's not. And Max Crosby, they've said no also. Max told me, I don't want to go anywhere.
All right, we're going to have more trade deadline news from Jay a little bit later. But next Sunday, we want you to join us for our annual tradition as Fox NFL Sunday honors our nation's veterans with our Salute to Service show. I know I speak for everyone here at the desk when I say that's by far our favorite show of the year. It's a privilege for us to spend time with our brave service members from all around the country and get to personally thank them for all that they do to keep us free and safe.
Best thing we do.
It's a special 2-hour Veterans Day Sunday show on Fox. And in fact, this year, Jay is going to check in with us from the parade in D.C.
Yeah.
That's all part of an awesome Sunday next week. But we've still got a lot to get to today.
Coming up, the Chiefs are red hot again. The guys break down the keys to their revival. What's the secret to Denver's success? Bo knows. Allison Williams talks mile-high expectations with the Broncos quarterback. And later, CT sits down with Detroit's $180 million man, Aiden Hutchinson, ahead of their battle with the Vikings on home soil. Don't miss a moment of it on Fox NFL Sunday.
These two quarterbacks, no explanation needed.
This generation's big boy quarterback matchup.
Let's go find a way to get away.
Around makes a place.
Two scoreboards, each tell their own story. One owns the climb.
Game, set, match.
The other dominates the summit.
Kansas City Chiefs are gonna pull this off. You gotta love it. You can't doubt
Their story is known, but never finished. Here we go again.
They are two of the best, the top two candidates for MVP right now, at least according to the odds. And of course, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen know each other very well. We also welcome in a guy who's had his fair share of battles against them both. We're going to talk wide receivers today, so why not bring in one of the best, Julian Edelman.
Jules,
always good to see you.
What's up? How you guys doing?
We talk about receivers, specifically the return of Rashee Rice. He seems to have taken the Chiefs to the next level, and we will see why in our precision coverage brought to you by GMC. Now, since Rice has come back to the Chiefs, Kansas City has about 42 more passing yards a game. They're scoring almost 4 more points a game. But most importantly, they're 2-0. Howie, how does Rice just open up things for this Kansas City offense?
Well, you know, I think when Worthy came back, that you started to kind of see the old Kansas City. But when Rashee Rice came back, he's a positionless player. You could see him at every wide receiver position. You could see him at running back. He's great in the red zone. Patrick's happy to see him. And Travis is super happy to see him because he opens everything up. My question to you is, Jules, he plays every spot at the wide receiver. He's great in the red zone. Why is that?
That's because he's really good with the football in his hands, and he can run routes. When you have a guy that's versatile like Rashee Rice, you can put him in any spot, and what's that do? That gives formation indicators to Patrick Mahomes. It tells him what coverage they're going to be in by who's across from him. So we check out the first time. When he's in X, he's a single receiver. He's got a corner on him. That's his bread and butter. He's bigger. He's faster. You can give him the ball quick. He can run something. We go to the next spot. We look at the Y spot. Now everyone's got to communicate. Who's over him? Is it a linebacker? Is it a safety? Is it a corner? That's going to give Patrick Mahomes a lot of information. You can get him going into his routes fast. You take him over to the Y spot or the H spot. Now we got mismatch in heaven. We got a linebacker on us. He outflanks the defense. Patrick gets him the ball. Fast guy with a lot of speed and size. Let him go. You take him over here to the slot. You got a star on him. You got to pick your battle. Who's he going to get to battle against? Is he going to battle a star? Is he going to battle a linebacker? Here it's the star. And so I think we should run a little smoke screen.
Let's do it.
We've been showing them.
Let's do it. Smoke screen.
Smoke screen.
Get tackle. Michael's a wide receiver.
Because I'm fast.
That way the coaching point, you got to come flat.
You play quarterback.
We got to get up the sidewalk. I'm going to go 3 and come back.
And I'm going out the block.
Anybody got a light? I need a light. Set. Hut.
1, 2, 3. Come back. Get up. Up the sidewalk.
Yes.
Rashee Rice.
Yes.
Powerful, fast.
Just like that. Nice and easy.
That.
Yeah, he's a matchup problem for anybody.
Right, he's a matchup problem. When it comes to these two teams, they're matching up again today, and we saw the numbers. It's been different regular season versus playoffs. What do you expect today?
I'm all about playoffs, and I think anyone will tell you that. They're 4-0 Kansas City against Buffalo in the playoffs. Kansas City's playing great football based on what we just went through with Rice coming back. All the receivers are there. The running backs. Their defense is starting. Their defense is playing better because their offense is playing better.
Well, I think that Buffalo right now seems a lot of injuries defensively. Offensively, everything is Josh Allen. It seems to me like Kansas City's picking it up right now, and Buffalo may be going the other way a little bit. And you expected it to be a little bit different than we've seen. We've seen Buffalo kind of rising, catching them. Right now, it looks like just the
Sometimes
opposite of that.
Spags holds things back. Sometimes Andy holds things back in the regular season in this matchup. This is the first time these two teams have met when they both weren't in first place in the division.
They gotta
There's
fight
nothing
for
to
it.
hold back.
And the game's in Buffalo. We'll see if that makes a difference. Julian Edelman, always good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Mr. Versatility himself. He'll be with us during the halftime of all the games later on today. But coming up next on the pregame, the trade deadline fast approaching. Jay Glazer is going to tell us about some more players that might find new homes. Not Aiden Hutchinson. With his new deal, the Detroit area native will call the Motor City home for 4 more years. He'll talk to Carissa Thompson, fresh off of Breaking the Bank. And Bo Nix chats with Allison Williams about the Broncos' view from the top of the mountain. That's when we continue on the GMC pregame show.
Are you an NFL team hoping for a last-minute roster move? Well, don't have a trade deadline. Reach for a trade lifeline.
Hello, Niners. You'd like to trade draft picks for players. And what players would you like? Healthy ones. Got it.
So, Saints, you were looking to trade for an entire offense, and which one were you looking at? Any of them? Oh, yeah.
Our operators are standing by 24/7 to guide you on what's possible and what isn't.
You want Sam Darnold back? Ooh, I'm sorry, Vikings, but he's moved on. Also, we have a no-return policy. Thank you.
I understand that you want to trade, but this is the team's line, okay? Have a great day, Myles Garrett. Uh-huh.
A trade might not change your season, but it makes a GM feel like they're doing something, and that's important. Get back on the phones.
Well, you know what? This time of year, Jimmy Johnson, when he was with us, had a tradition of putting a fork into teams. He's enjoying retirement, of course, these days, but he left us these forks, guys. Now it's up to you. I want you to look at this.
Wait a minute.
I don't want to stab you here.
Throw me that fork.
This is the Jimmy Johnson Memorial. Well, not memorial. He's still alive.
Oh, my God.
Commemorative. That's the word I was looking for. Fork. All right. Who's getting the fork here?
Can we get
Jimmy to you?
Can we get fork in Jimmy? Hey, you put a fork in Jimmy, huh?
All right. Let's start with the Cowboys. They haven't won back-to-back games all season long. You put the fork in them?
Oh,
Somebody answer. Yes.
I'm not going to put a fork in the Cowboys yet. Second leading offense in the league, but second worst scoring defense in the league. Yeah. Doesn't match up. Yeah. Not yet, but I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket if I was a Cowboy fan.
Well, the division that are in, they're behind Philadelphia.
Philly, yeah.
They're not going to catch Philadelphia. I think the only thing wrong with Dallas, personnel doesn't fit the scheme. So,
on the defensive side, that's what they're
on the defensive
They are
side.
calling around to try to trade for help on the defense front, even cornerbacks as well. I think they bring in somebody.
If they get help, I'm not forking. If they don't, I am.
Keep the
All right, let's stay in the NFC East. Talk about Washington. They've lost 3 straight. They're now 3-5. They were in the NFC Championship game last year. You forking them?
No, I'm not. McLaurin's back. They have not had their entire
out this week.
Out.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he came back last week.
Debo's
They
been
have
out.
not had their offense
Get the
together
quarterback
all
back.
year.
Quarterback's
Quarterback's back, Daniels. Not yet. They're too good, too talented.
Yeah, they're looking for pass rush help. They need help on that side of the ball. Dan Quinn, defensive coach.
All right, let's talk about the Vikings. They've already lost more games this year than they did all of 2024. You forking the Vikings?
Yeah, I am.
I just don't. You know, what quarterback is going to work behind that line right now? And that was the thing at the end of the season, what they wanted to address, and they thought they did, but they didn't.
I would have never gotten rid of Darnold.
Yeah.
I always thought he should have stayed at least one more year and let McCarthy learn behind him. Look, they were a good football team with him at quarterback, even with that offensive
It's like they said, okay, we maybe they saw something McCarthy they haven't been able to show yet because of the injuries and everything else. But I think for this year,
too much talent still.
Hey, and what about the Jekyll and Hyde Falcons?
Man.
Oh, God, they're the most confusing team.
Beat Buffalo.
They look so dynamic one week and then
lose
just
to Miami.
Yeah.
Buffalo, Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, up and down.
If you're putting a fork in them,
no, I'm not.
They're too tough forking them.
Okay, so look, they're committed to Michael Penix. People calling about Kirk Cousins?
They haven't called, they haven't texted, they haven't sent a beep, a page, a telegram, smoke signals, nothing.
Nothing. Oh, man.
It's not you, it's me. That's what it is. All right. Hey, the Texans, they've got a little Jekyll and Hyde in them. What about them being so far behind? We talked about Indy.
Well, they're favored today.
Wow. No, that is shocking.
You would
hosting
know that.
Denver.
Yes.
You know what? After last week's game, when they played so well, didn't give up any sacks because quarterback threw.
I'm not forking them.
No, not yet.
Now that defensive
not when you got a quarterback like they have.
That defensive front.
That defense is
That's
good.
my hometown. I'm not forking my.
They got the #1 defense in football right now. Let's talk about the Bears. They've got a winning record, but as we said, they're in the same division with the Lions and the Packers. Fork them yet?
No wild card for them. Boy, you don't want to. They're fun to watch, but you almost got to, right?
In that division.
Yeah, in that division.
Well, the North had 3 playoff teams last year.
Yeah.
Okay, since you put it like that, fork them.
If the quarterback can evolve, the run game's great. They're turning the football over, but they can't turn it over at that pace. They need a pass rush, and they need him to evolve.
They've been one of the more aggressive teams also calling around. And, again, another team looking for help on that defense, especially that pass rush.
Mike wants to know how aggressive they are.
You really think so?
I really know I can give him a
pass a physical?
Absolutely.
Can you pass a drug test?
Absolutely. You know what the heck was that?
Let's talk about Cincinnati. Look, not only are the Bengals 1-5 without Joe Burrow, they're the only team to lose to the Jets. You forking the Bengals?
I hate being negative.
Pitchfork.
Don't you? But
What's that, Jimmy?
honestly,
Jimmy just called in. 1, I'm alive, and 2, fork the Bengals.
Okay.
Oh,
the
Jimmy
Giants. Let's talk about them. I know they're beat up, but they've got a little bit of enthusiasm and a spark from Jackson Dart. You forking them? Or?
Yeah, I'm forking them. I hate to say it for my Giants fan. I'm forking them now, not because they don't have talent and spark from Jackson Dart, but the other spark plug, Scatterboo. You lost him. Then you lost the best receiver on the team, the Neighbors, one of the best in the league. So I just think you have to fork the Giants because of the division they're in. I think they're still trying to find their way. They have a good defense, a good defensive front, but I think offensively they just had too many injuries, too many key players.
By the way, both Scatterboo and Neighbors had surgery this past week. Both should be good for camp.
Perfect. All right, that's good in the future, maybe not so much this year. You know what? If you're at home, you can fork whatever you want if you get some free money. We got a chance for you to win some. All you have to do is download the Fox Sports app to play Super 6, sponsored by DraftKings for your shot. Those are the Packers throwback uniforms from 1923, by the way. They look like the Bears, but that's the Packers' old uniforms. What is today's question? Which team is going to score the most touchdowns? Josh Jacobs pretty much lives in the end zone, so maybe it will be the Packers. All right, much more to come here on Fox NFL Sunday, including J.J. McCarthy getting ready for his first start since week 2 as the Vikings get ready to take on the Lions. Meanwhile, C.J. Stroud's coming off a season high in passing yards last week. But as we said, it has been that Texans defense, which has been their calling card all season long. That, one of our early 1 o'clock games, along with Bryce Young and the Panthers visiting the Packers.
The NFL has always been full of great names. Lichtensteiger, Hunchmeyer, Bushmanzada, Dan Smith. Kaimi Fairbairn is short for Kaimi Noelame Kaike Okakumapa, and his actual first name is John. The only player whose first and last names end with the same 5 letters, Martin Sartin. And then there's Bo Nix. With just 5 letters, it's the shortest name in NFL history.
How about those pronunciations, huh? By the way, if you're wondering about Ty Law, Ty is a nickname, so we decided not to count it. Hey, speaking of names, we're thrilled to have a new name joining the Fox NFL Sunday crew as we head out to Houston. We say hello for the first time ever on our program to Allison Williams. You've been working college football with us here at Fox for a long time, but it's good to see you on the NFL side here on a Sunday. Welcome aboard.
Oh, thank you so much, Kurt. I feel like I got invited to sit at the big kids table. This is awesome, so thank you.
Head of it. You get to lead the charge today because you're talking about the quarterback, Bo Nix. Look, he may be short on characters in his name, but he's certainly not short on confidence in his second year.
Yeah, Kurt, Bo Nix does not look like a second-year pro in the league right now. And I covered his college career that began at Auburn and finished at Oregon. And even then, he just seemed mature beyond his years. When I sat down with Bo this week, he told me that it's those years and the experience and adversity he overcame in college that made him realize wisdom, it doesn't always come with age, but it does come with experience.
The sooner in life you realize that you're going to be faced with adversity, things aren't going to go how you want them to, the better you'll be, not only as a player, but as a human being as well.
Bo, first of all, congrats on the 5-game winning streak, but can we just talk about the last 5 quarters of football? 77 points. What do you think when you hear that?
Well, that's, it's about time is what I think.
And Denver has come all the way back.
But we just found a way to start clicking at the right time. We've been a little bit more explosive in the last couple quarters.
And Denver, in most improbable fashion.
We are at the halfway point of the season, which is kind of crazy to think. 6-2. How would you assess the season so far?
Well, we're a couple plays from being, 8-0, and then a couple plays from probably being 4-4. So it's amazing how the league can shake out and change over time. But we feel really confident where we are right now. We have a really good defense. And then offense, we know we have it. We just have to be as consistent as possible and execute at a really high level so that we can compete against these really good football teams.
Can we talk about your coach a little bit? Sean Payton, notorious for the length of play calls.
Kill, turbo, sucker right, down 2 wide Flutie X base.
What is it like when you are listening to him rattle off those play calls?
It's not terrible because I've been doing them all week. With those first few times of practice, you've just heard them once or twice in an install. That's where it can be tricky.
Gun flex right, stack, 390, wide 2, green right off, nasty.
7 busters solid, naked left, Y corners, E slide, kill.
We're going.
He does a good job repeating it over and over so I can say it along with him as he's saying it in my ear.
The word is he's shortened some of that, though.
Hey, guys, I want to start with place 7.
So you can use a little more tempo. How big of a change has it been?
It's been awesome. I think that's one of the better parts of our offense. You know, we use it to our advantage, slows the game down just a little bit. Not being a rush, lets our players be players, and then ultimately do my job and get the ball where it needs to go.
Wide open catch, back of the end zone, touchdown Denver. Bo Nix off and dime.
So year 2 now for you. But even during your rookie year, I remember people talking about how wise you seem, how mature beyond your years. How do you think the experiences you've had helped you early as a quarterback of the NFL?
Well, honestly, I equate early years in NFL as early years in college because this game is not going to go how you want it. It's not going to go how you plan for it. And you got to be able to handle the highs and the lows the same. And you got to respond well. And it's not just for yourself and, you know, what you want to do, but you owe that for your team. And so it's my responsibility as the quarterback to, you know, be what they need me to be. I think it's one of the, you know, the greatest blessings is to go out here and do what I love doing. It's just all about the experience, all about what you go through and how you respond to it.
So Bo Nix and this offense certainly finding their rhythm at the right time. A big reason why that offensive line giving up the fewest sacks in the league. And on the other side, their defense has the most sacks in the NFL. So a plus 28 sack differential is historically good. We'll see how it plays out today. Houston's got a couple of guys that know a thing or two about getting after the quarterback, as do you, Michael. But here's the thing. If you're going to try to bring down Nix, you got to be smart. He's got that sneaky athleticism. He is a big reason why those sack numbers are so low.
Yes, he is. And Allison, great job, by the way. Great job, by the way. I've been telling, I know, so Howie and I still got a few sacks in us.
Sneaky.
I think we can get sneaky. We're sneaky. But you heard Allison in that piece. She talked about.
You know what that means? We can't run anymore.
Speak for yourself, buddy. But you heard Allison, 77 points in the last 5 quarters. The inconsistencies of this offense, though, because they only had 6 points in the previous 6 quarters. So it's like, can they be more consistent on offense? We've seen it the last few weeks because defensively, they are fantastic. One of the best defenses in the league. Their young first-round draft picks, or their young draft picks have stepped up. R.J. Harvey had 3 touchdowns last week. Pat Bryant caught a touchdown last week. Their first-round pick, cornerback Barron, he had an interception last week. They're going to need him to really step up because Patrick Surtain, the second, looks as if he's injured with a pec injury. And they said, even the defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph, said, everything we do starts with Pat. If you don't have him out there, you definitely losing a big part of your defense. And the best pass defense is a pass rush. This team leads the league in sacks with 36. If they pick that up on the front end, I think it'll help them on the back end with the injury to Pat Surtain.
Most important thing for a young quarterback is to go to a good offensive-minded coach. None better than Sean Payton. And when he was here with us, he and I would go over those play calling, and I felt so sorry for these rookie quarterbacks because, man, that is a mouthful. But Sean Payton and Bo Nix are on the same page. If you go back to last week's game where they had, on their first 5 possessions, 4 drives went for touchdowns. He is an aggressive quarterback. Sean Payton, his coach, is an aggressive coach. It's the perfect marriage for them. And then you blend that, Michael and Howie, with great defense. A defense that's leading the league in sacks with 36. And that's 10 more than anybody else in the NFL. Great quarterbacking from a young guy and a great offensive mind in Sean Payton. And you understand why. Even though they're underdogs today down in Houston, this is a great offensive team.
But he's turned it around pretty quick, Sean.
Very fast.
Really has.
Yeah, that game comes up at the top of the hour. Howie, a later game for a lot of people here on Fox. You talk about a team that's doing it on both sides of football right now, the Rams, who are hosting New Orleans.
A really talented young football team, particularly on defense. I think the job that Sean McVay's done this year, you go back to the Philadelphia game. for a young football team coming off a devastating loss. And bounce back. He's got to get up in front of the room. He's got to play shrink. He's got to play motivator. He's got to hold people accountable. And they end up beating the Colts the next week, hand them their only loss of the season. You know, I think Pukau 2 weeks ago has to adjust the entire offense. Adams, he's a great acquisition. He hasn't really been on the same page with the offense. He scores 3 touchdowns. They go to multiple tight ends. He never goes multiple tight ends. He's an 11 personnel guy. I think with the run they have to go through at the end of the season, San Francisco, 2 games with Seattle, Detroit, Tampa Bay, I think it's a tough road to hoe, but I think if quarterback's healthy, head coach is there, we're good.
All right, we'll talk much more about the NFC when we continue. You know, this time of year, a lot of guys are on a bye week just looking to chill, but instead, on his bye week, Aiden Hutchinson got some cold, hard cash. And just after getting paid, the Michigan man tells Carissa Thompson about his new deal and the chance to sack his old college teammate today, Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy. Of course, they are still chasing the Green Bay Packers in the NFC North. We'll talk about the birthday boy and the Pack when we come back.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you breaking news.
I'm here at Bad Beach, where this man has just washed ashore after being lost at sea for 9 weeks. Sir, how are you feeling?
Depends how my Colts are doing. Last place, I assume?
I'm not sure.
Actually, they're in first place. 7-1 and best in the NFL. Daniel Jones is in the MVP conversation.
I'm sorry, my head is spinning.
Medic! Medic, we need a medic!
No, I'm fine. I just can't believe the Colts are 7-1?
How did you survive in the ocean for 9 weeks after falling off a cruise ship?
It was tough for a while. I think getting swallowed by that whale kept me alive for some time. Wow, Daniel Jones.
That's unbelievable.
I know, right? MVP?
I'm talking about the whale.
AFC North's got to be tough, right?
Worst division in football. Joe Flacco's doing pretty well, though.
I figured the Browns were due.
Flacco's on the Bengals now?
What? Okay, let me guess. AFC West, Chiefs are at the top.
Nope. The Broncos.
Can we just pause the football talk for just a moment?
Okay, AFC East?
The Patriots.
Hold on, so you're telling me no Chiefs and no Bills? Did I get transported back to 2015? I guess those mermaids did tell me that time travel is possible.
Mermaids? You gotta be joking.
What about the Jets? Let me guess, they haven't won a game?
Actually, they won a game last week.
What? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
You think that's crazy? Wait until you hear that the Cowboys traded Micah Parsons.
Hey, Sheila. Can't believe she was watching football and didn't tell me. She's dating one of the Dolphins.
Oh, that makes sense.
Did we do 6-7 news just because of the kids? Is that why? That guy was lost at sea, kind of like the Lions were, I guess, before their fortunes changed back in 2022 in the draft. That's when they took Aiden Hutchinson with the 2nd overall pick. Carissa Thompson, he has been a crucial part of their turnaround.
Man, Kurt, a 6-7, how fun is this? You know,
it's one of my favorite things. It's silly, but it's fun.
I'm so old, I still don't have any idea what it means. But I do know about Aiden Hutchinson. And Aiden Hutchinson, Kurt, and Detroit, they just fit. The hometown kid who plays with the city's toughness and the franchise that mirrors his drive. And in just 4 short years in the league, he's experienced the lowest of lows with that season-ending injury last year to now the highest of highs that keeps him in Detroit for the foreseeable future.
Hi, Aiden.
Oh, I see your fit is fired.
Oh, thank you so much. I have to start, of course, with the very uneventful week that you've had. Anything big happen?
Breaking news, Aiden Hutchinson and the Lions have a
$180 million contract extension.
It's life-changing. Life-changing, yeah. It's such a blessing, and I'm so happy that I'll be here for a long time.
This Hollywood story, a kid from Plymouth, Michigan, and now you are a Detroit Lion for the foreseeable future. Could you have scripted this any better?
I could not have. Hometown hero, this all gets. High school, college, NFL, and hopefully if all goes right, I'll play my whole career here.
So I want to take you down memory lane for a second, okay?
I love a good video.
The camp went good. I lost some battles I shouldn't have lost, but, you know, that's what the summer's for, and I got to keep on improving.
What would you say to him if I told him that he just signed the largest non-quarterback guaranteed contract in the history of the NFL?
You know, probably at that time, I wouldn't believe you.
Yeah.
In high school, you're just trying to get one foot in front of the other. I'm living my dream. The fact that I get to do this throughout all the roadblocks I feel like I've had, you got to have a ton of trust in God's plan for you. Put your soul in this game, bro. All day, you dominate. Let's go.
Effort, intensity, no one greater than Aiden Hutchinson.
Do you have an alter ego? Because as I sit here with you, you're so nice. And then when you get out on that field, you are a different person. Or at least it appears that way.
Yeah, once the eye black goes on, you're just...
It's Hutchinson again!
When you get on that field, you got to flip that switch and not become an but it's like you got to play with a chip on your shoulder always. When those moments come where we need to play, that's where I feel like I come alive. There is going to be more attention. There's going to be more chips, more double teams. When they mess up, you got to take advantage of it.
Under pressure, the ball's out. It's a strip sack.
When you're out there, how much more do you appreciate it because it was taken away? Having to sit on the sidelines and work your way back.
Having that stripped away from you, it sucked. Something that I never want to experience again. And I feel like just so ecstatic that you're just doing the thing you love again. It's gratitude for the moment that I'm in.
Aiden with his arms spread says, I am back.
Blessed to be back with you boys. Let's just keep it up. Thanks, guys.
Big game this weekend. And a guy that you know very well will be out there.
And JJ will be out there. Get to say what's up to him. Hopefully a couple times will be fun. You know?
And what you mean by that, respectfully, you want to give him a hug.
There's some camaraderie.
You want to give him a couple hugs.
Exactly. That's always the plan.
Fun for those former teammates. But Aiden told me that one of the first people to text him after the contract was you, Michael Strahan. What was your message to him?
Oh, he shared that. It was between us, but I was, it was good. You know what? I met him before the draft, and I told him I was proud of him and I respect him, and I loved watching him on Sunday. That he hit me back and he said it's such a blessing. And I said, good things happen to good people who work hard. He's one of those guys. So it's great to see him back. We watched him get injured last year, and Howie and I said, oh, man. Horrible. But to see him come back the next season, playing the way he does relentlessly, I mean, there's very few guys like him in this league, and I'm proud of him.
We were devastated for him, you know, and it's a long and lonely road coming back. And, you know, we were thinking, can he come back? When could he come back? Is it a 2-year? And for him to be back,
a little afraid, a little tentative.
6 sacks in 7 games, and I think they did something. They took a page from the Philadelphia playbook this week in signing him to that big contract, and nobody deserves it more than he does. He exemplifies, I think, what Dan Campbell wants in a football player there, and they feel like they have their young players in the building to win Super Bowls already.
This is the team that's fully loaded offensively. Great wide receivers, a dual threat at running back, great tight end Laporta. Really the guy that's held us together is the offensive line coach, Hank Fraley. Coming off their bye week, Howie, one of the things teams do is they go in and they analyze and reevaluate where they're good and where they're bad. And one of the things they knew they had to do was replace our offensive lineman Ragnow, their all-pro center. They moved their guard over Glasgow. So 2 new position players in the offensive line, and it's all being held together by this great coach, Fraley. Nice job by him. This offense is awesome.
Got to get Williams off, too.
Yeah. All that said, right now, they're still chasing the Green Bay Packers, who lead the division. And today is Jordan Love's 27th birthday, which, if you're a quarterback in Green Bay, means something very special. You look at Green Bay Packer history, in their 27th year, they had 3 quarterbacks that won championships: Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers.
Get out of here.
So now that Love is 27, how much pressure's on him right now?
Well, hopefully nobody shared that with him. Hopefully nobody told the kid. Yeah, just go out and play. You know, Jordan Love has done a great job with this team. I mean, he spread the ball around. Last week, 10 different receivers caught the ball, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. When you don't turn the ball over with that defense that you have, you always got a chance to win. Christian Watson came back last week, which a deep ball threat, which opened up some of the things for Tucker Kraft. Tight end, 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I do think, you know, offensively they're so well-rounded. And defensively, Michael Parsons, he's been incredible. Leads the league in pressures, 4 sacks in the last 2 games. And he has really opened it up for Rashawn Gary. He has the same amount of sacks 7 games in that he had all of last year.
Did you wear that helmet?
No.
1923. He's trying to take a shot at you. Don't let him do that. Let's talk to Jay Glazer right now because it's almost time for kickoff, and we need the injury news brought to you by Geico.
All right, TB's just talking about the importance of offensive linemen, especially going against Aiden Hutchinson. Well, both the Vikings starting offensive tackles, Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill, have been questionable, both with knee injuries. Kevin O'Connell told me, though, both are in today. Stay in that division. DeAndre Swift, he's going to be out today. Listen, last couple games, they're hoping they can just get by. He's been dealing with a groin injury. It just got worse, so they said, let's rest him today. We'll think he'll be good after this. Joe Flacco has a right shoulder injury. His head coach, Zach Taylor, though, says he's good to go today. Alvin Kamara, he's rested a bunch this week on that ankle with an ankle injury. However, he's good to go against the Rams later. And another running back, Isaiah Pacheco, kind of dodged a bullet. Sprained his MCL, strained his MCL. He's going to miss today, the bye. They think he's back after that. Later today, Cooper Kupp injured his hamstring in practice early this week. Really an uphill battle for him to go later today. But Laremy Tunsil will be in for Washington. And one more in today. Mercedes Lewis, he is going to be active and play for the Broncos today. The oldest tight end in the history of the NFL to play in a game, 41 years old. He said, it's wild. And I'm speechless, but I'm loving today.
Hey, it looks like he's in good shape as well. Hey, FanDuel is the best place for all of your same-game parlay action. Michael has built a same-game parlay plus. What do you have for us today, Michael?
You know what, Kurt? I feel like Josh Jacobs and Rico Dowdle, they're going to score a touchdown, and Jahmyr Gibbs in Detroit is going to rush for 70 or more yards today.
All right, FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost to use every NFL game day to go towards bets like this one, where $5 would pay out over $35. Let's get to our picks. TB, we start with you. Lions at home, 9.5-point favorites to beat the Vikings.
Yeah, absolutely. I go with the Lions and Goff in that offense.
Michael, Packers 13.5-point favorites over the Panthers.
Packers have Philly next week. I hope they don't overlook Carolina, but I'm going to go with the Packers.
And Howie, the Texans at home, 2.5-point favorites over the Broncos.
I'm going with the upset on the road, Denver.
You're taking Denver. All right, time for one last extra point. Michael Strahan, the floor is yours.
Aiden Hutchinson, going to see his old quarterback from college, J.J. McCarthy, at least 3 times today. He's going to have, at least 3 sacks.
At least 3 sacks?
At least 3 sacks. They can't stop Aiden Hutchinson. Come on. I know what I'm talking about, people.
That's a way to celebrate a nice payday.
And if Mercedes Lewis can come back, quick twitch.
Easy, big guy. Easy, big guy.
Hey, Michael's asking for someone to give him some ice right now. Early game kickoffs right around the corner. Thanks for watching Fox NFL Sunday, brought to you by GMC.